Hello and welcome once again to Harrow Park Model Railway. Today we're going to be looking at the dock shunter, the Dock Authority shunter, which came out in 1957. There's it up close. And we're looking at the British market version, which was the R253. And we're also looking at the Transcontinental 353. So, first of all, I'm going to take away a couple here. I've got 3 or 4 doubles, and I just move them out of the way. Right, I have actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different variations. We're going to start off with the first one, the earliest one, and this is the number 5 from 1957, and it's got the Mark II couplings. Very good runner. They're all good runners. I've hardly ever seen a Dock Authority shunter which didn't run good. They were one of the most reliable and dependable locomotives that Triang ever brought out. There's the front. You can see the Mark II couplings there. Of course, when in 1959, when the Mark III couplings were added, not only were the couplings changed, but if you look here, the actual shape of the molding had to be changed to accommodate the new couplings. I'm going to show you the reverse side, and you can see there the Mark III couplings had a cutout here on the body, whereas the Mark II had just like a slot there. That's the only difference between the 1957 version and the 1959 version was the couplings here. It was never fitted with magnesium, never fitted with some of the other extras that came in later, but it did have a working light, which made it very attractive. And because it was a bloody good runner, dependable, it was well sought after. My first one I ever had, my father bought me, and he bought it for me in about 1969. And what was interesting was the one I got in 1969 was in its original box. It was unused, so it was new. Well, it had never been run. It was mint condition, but but I got it in 1969 in black, number 5 in black. Now, in 1962, the red one came out, so that meant that the red one had actually been in production for 7 years before my father bought me my black version. Right, and I prefer the black version to the red version, but I do like the yellow, if you follow what I mean. Right, so that was 1957, that was 1959, and then in 1960 they did a version which was for the continental market in yellow. I do love this yellow. It's really good. It's got instead of Dock Authority, it says Triang Railways, and it's got the TR shield, Triang Railways shield, or Transcontinental Railways if you want. So, and that was the front. Now the difference being, I'll bring the other one back again. The big difference here is that the British one has got red on here, and the Transcontinental version has got hazard stripes, but it doesn't stop there, because the holes where the buffers go are filled in, and there's no buffers on this one. The Transcontinental version did not have buffers. I can show you the reverse, and you can see the difference. Still got the cutout and everything because it's Mark III couplings by this time, but the 1960 version for the Transcontinental, no buffers. Okay, then the next one that came out was for the British home market again, and this was the red one in red with a number 3. Otherwise, it's no different from the black version, which from 1959. But for some reason, they decided they'd change the color. Perhaps they felt that red would be more appealing, and produced it in red. But what they did do, now if I put them close together there, you can see, if I put it there, right there, you can see that the black one here is number 5 and the red one is number 3. Now the reason for that was because they changed the color, and a lot of people already had the black one, and it was a very successful locomotive to have the diesel. People could then buy the red one, already having the black one, and they got one numbered 5 and the other one numbered 3. So people already with a black Dock Authority diesel could easily buy the red one then, and they got 2 separate running numbers, and that will allow people to have a second one. The next one that came out, they kept with the red. Oh, and by the way, the British home market red version stayed well in production for about 10 years. And the next one that came out, still in red, was the Transcontinental one. But instead of Triang Railways here, it's now got TR2007. Still with the no buffers and the hazard lines, although the hazard lines stripes are now yellow, whereas the yellow locomotive, they were in black. The shield is a little bit bigger. If we get the yellow one back again, or if I can put them back to front there. You'll see that this one's slightly bigger than the yellow one. Now, the next one that came out, yellow one goes there, the red one there, right. Now that one finished, the red one finished Transcontinental about 1965 or so. And then the next one that came out, they decided to go back to black again. But this time, the number stayed as number 3. And this one came out in 1972, I believe, 1972. And of course, the body shell never changed on this model. And that one kept him to production until about 1976. And if I get the one from 1959, there's absolutely no difference. The only difference is that one's number 3 and one's number 5. That's the only difference. Now, there was another version that came out in 1977 and was only available for that 1 year, the very last year that the diesel was in production. And that's this one here. Oh, turn it that way. The numbers faded on it. The number 3 is faded on it. But the difference being, and this one was only available for 1 year, was the buffers. If I put the other one close to it, you see. Now, the early buffers here was a one piece metal buffer. Now, by the end of 1976, these buffers, which had the stem of the buffer all as one metal piece, This was the only locomotive still using that in the entire Triang range. But they ran out of these in 1976, and they decided to keep the locomotive running for another year. So what they did, they molded the stock of the buffer in the red plastic, or the red beam. The stems or stocks were molded in as one plastic piece, and then the buffer was a very short buffer with like a pin type thing that just goes straight into the buffer stock, which was used on almost all the other locomotives at that time. And this was only produced in that 1 year, and to find it with these late pattern stocks on the buffers is extremely rare, and it's the only one I've ever seen with it on. I've heard of it, but I'd never seen one. And I saw this locomotive, the diesel, in a famous online website, and I thought, wait a minute, looking at the buffer stocks, that's the rare 1977 version. And obviously the seller had no idea what he was selling, or he wouldn't have probably sold it for just £20. But I bought it for £20, fully working, lights working and everything. But it's got, I think you might be able to see it better if I tilt it. You see, the one on this side, it's got the 1977 buffers, and the one on this side, it's got the other buffers that was used from 1957 right up to 1976. And I can show you the buffers at the back as well. And I'll tilt it up. There you can see. Yep. I was so delighted to get this one with the it's the rarest one of my dock shunters. All of them work. I can take any one of them and put them on the track, and that hasn't been serviced for well over a year, and it doesn't matter which one I use. They all run brilliantly. Okay, that was a dock shunter, and one of my favorite locomotives. And although there are a couple of more small variations that are available, like the yellow one can also have the later writing on the there where it says Triang Railways. There's the TR 2007 with the other shield. It's also available on the yellow one. That must have been the transition period where they were changing over from yellow to red, but they'd already changed the printing on there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ones, plus 3 more doubles. Yeah, they breed like rabbits. I've got 10 of them now. Okay, and that was the Dock Authority shunter. Next week we'll be looking at, in part 9, we'll be looking at the double-ended diesel with transcontinental double-ended diesel, and the electric version with pantographs. Okay, so thanks once again for taking a look, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.